Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is Thursday.
All right, Coach, we welcome everybody to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Tonight, we start Week 14 with a great Thursday night matchup between the Detroit Lions and the New York Giants. 3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. This is taken at his 4. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a former Pro Bowl quarterback out of the University of Georgia, Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford is a big-arm guy who's learned how to temper some of his throws. Actually has added a lot more touch and accuracy as his career has gone along. Big-time confidence in his arm, though. Any throw you want, he can make it.
He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down. And now the offense for Detroit.
And this certainly doesn't seem like an ideal situation for them because they're coming in on a losing streak, and they've got the quick turnaround right here to Thursday night. But maybe that's for the best. Get right back on the horse and go at it again and not dwell on the losing that they've had in recent weeks.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. A look at the starters now on the defensive side of the ball for the Giants. And they've been excellent against the pass, the number 6 unit in the NFL.
This secondary has really developed into one of the strengths of this team. They diagnose, they cover, they run, they hit. What a nice team.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3-and-out here on 3rd and 4. Here's Stafford. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup. On 1st and 10, Stafford. He completes it to Jones. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. So that'll back him up 5.
Still 2nd down.
A bad false start penalty there. Now 2nd and 6. They'll run with Ferguson. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? Open man is Galladay, complete. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
15 line, 15 line. Hey, tight down. There you go.
On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
When you think of Mike Daniels, you think of strength. Hard to knock off the football, but surprising quickness and ability to move and evade people. How about that play there?
Well, he can squat 600 pounds, so that's how he caught people's attention coming into the league, and he caught our attention right there. On 2nd and 11 now, Tannehill. Finding Green complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Here's Tannehill. Dancing to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
70, Indy.
A first down carry for Barkley. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 13 yards, good for a Giant first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Ready to roll for the second quarter from MetLife Stadium. The Giants with the football as they are looking at a second down and 6 coming up. Saquon Barkley running right. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. They control the clock, they control the ball.
And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. A.J. Green with touchdown number 7 on the year. As his guys are on the board first here tonight. That's an old-fashioned death march there, partner. Took them a lot of plays, but hey, they did the job.
And the defense always preaches getting off the field, making a play, and turning it back over to their own offense. Unable to do so. A long, sustained drive by the offense.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. The run on first down gets him a couple up to the 27. It was P.J. Williams that time on the tackle. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Ferguson on the draw. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative. Now, you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. And now out come the Giants. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. It means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. The intended target, Saquon Barkley, but it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trey Flowers make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jared Davis. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. On second down now. It's Ferguson. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the gun on 3rd down, Stanford. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards. The Lions into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and 10 from the 10. Now it's Stanford. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Marvin Jones with touchdown number 7 on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half.
All the receivers in the league are playing. Good enough, otherwise they wouldn't make it in the NFL. But the ones that go to the Pro Bowl, they have refined route running ability.
Just a 4-play drive that time, and the end result, a Detroit touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. Here's the Giant defense now as they head back onto the field. And as we're going to see right here, they have been laying some pretty electrifying hits.
180.
On 1st down, Stafford here. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a 1st down.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Now a quick slant as the throw's complete, and he'll take this into the end zone. Now hold on here, we do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about. So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
To throw is Stafford. He'll get this one to Galladay. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Throwing on 2nd and long. Stafford. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts. Now that's the kind of return that warms the heart of a special teams coach. He'll be pushing us next time, Brandon, to make sure his guys are introduced in the starting lineups. These guys have such an influence on every game. The unsung heroes, remember, they have their own meetings, their own practice time, heck, their own spot on the bench in order to be ready to play each and every week.
A really good pickup of 28 yards. That tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Tannehill.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
And he's got it. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Evan Ingram with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Giants are going to jump back in front.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Are you looking forward?
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite, but in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a first down on a gain of 10. No, I'm not mad at you for skipping halftime, but can I just have a sip of water real quick? Please, thank you. All right, let's go. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. New York set to take the field. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that.
Ready?
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Let's go, defense. Ready?
They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The ex-Iowa Hawkeye Mike Daniels in for the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
3rd and long, it's Tannehill. And able to find Green. A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one goes for 30 yards. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go band of brothers thought process. No one left behind, no pointing fingers, no accusations.
And Ingram's got it. Touchdown, Giants. 3 touchdown passes now for Ryan Tannehill, and the Giants are able to add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors. of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Rosas now to add the PAT. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was finished off by a touchdown by the New York Giants. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And this does not end well as he's going to be out of bounds here at his own 5-yard line. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Stafford. He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First down Lions on a pickup of 13. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road in just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Stafford. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 30.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Play action. Stafford. Incomplete, almost intercepted. They haven't picked him off yet. Would have been a great time for the first, but instead it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Well, 3rd down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, and that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. On 1st down, it's Tannehill. And that's complete. It's Green here. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Nifty running by Barkley there on first down. He scoots forward for 7 yards, sets him up nicely, 2nd and 3. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Again, it's Barkley. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, but a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On first down, Barkley. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Coming to you, coming to you.
From the 36, Tannehill. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
No dice for Sean McDermott and the offense. And the Lions will take over. Boy, you talk about not playing it safe. Why were they going for it? Right there, Charles.
It's got to be a full evaluation of their team. Do they trust their defense in this situation? Maybe they think they've given all they can in this game and they don't have anything left. Do they not trust that the other team's quarterback is just so hot that no matter where they get the ball, they go downfield? Remember when Bill Belichick went for it in that game, right, against Indianapolis on the road? And everybody said, why'd you go for it there? I think he just thought to himself, on the other side, if they get the ball, they're going downfield anyway. He was trying to end the game right there with his own offense.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back, and he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Only a yard there, sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up 3rd. The Lions on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 8. Stafford now to throw. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead. I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big blitz coming, and down he goes. Mike Daniels able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important 3rd down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Here's Tannehill. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
Throwing it in here on 2nd down, this time complete. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play in this football game. Now Saquon Barkley, and down inside the 15 he goes. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Tannehill going to throw it. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Knocking it away there defensively, Justin Coleman.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Tannehill to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. A big one there. That gives him a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
So Matthew Stafford in the offense. Down by 10. A minute 39 to go. Now their losing streak in danger of continuing as they come up on first down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 40, and he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
They'll run on first down. Barkley. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. They'll go to Barkley again. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
On the set. Check my corner. Here we go, D. Here I come. Here I come. Check 9, check 9. 61, matchbox lights. Get it.
Tannehill. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Luke Stocker. His second touchdown on the season. And the Giants use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. PAT up and good by Rosas. They had the lead in the fourth, but still passing. Finding the big target for the touchdown. Now that lead grows even more.
Everybody gets to join in the fun. You know, it doesn't have to just be the wide receivers catching touchdown passes. The tight end doesn't just have to do just the dirty work inside. He gets a chance to get into the end zone as well.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now Stafford. It's caught. Jones. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. They'll fake it. Now Stafford. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
Now Stafford throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. On first and 10, Stafford. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. From the 34, they'll come to the line on second and 10. One last throw here for Stafford. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, That tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Giants, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-5. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they...